I'm not gonna lie. I was on my way to forgetting today, here on Thursday, February the 8th. I did remember to pay my bill this morning, though, so that was important. I made tea and I made Kool-Aid, because I found out I had sugar in there. And still tea bags and Kool-Aid. So it's like, hey, there we go. I don't even know what I've been doing. What have I been doing today? I don't know. Played casino game. Watched my story. Jama Hospital. What have I done all day? I did watch some YouTube videos. Oh, one discussing Doctor Who. I feel like there was YouTube videos. I think those distracted me. I don't know. I guess it's pretty bad. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I did all day. Not a whole lot of anything. But we do have a question to answer. Once again, I have a question to answer. You have an answer to listen to while I answer it here on February the 8th. Life taught me the biggest lesson when... Oh, now they're getting serious. Life taught me the biggest lesson when... I guess I'm never really ready for a pop quiz, exactly. I mean, I feel like I have the video that I usually share. It's usually around Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever. It can be for either parent, but like I went through a lot with my father when I was a kid. Specifically, you know, there's this one memory that I have of it. I mean, it just sounds. I think I probably discussed this in the other video. But that one's been a long time ago, so maybe you don't remember the story or you've never heard it before because this is the first video you've... But anyway, it kind of sounds cliche, like a scene from some sappy, overdramatic movie or whatever. But because the house I grew up in, we lived by a river, and I remember we'd been up next town over or whatever, and I came home. And my father's Bronco was parked over by the river. And so, he was down there fishing with some of his buddies, whatever. I mean, I guess I could have went to where they were, on the other side of the coin. I could have been the one to go down and see him. But, I watched from my bedroom window, my childhood. It's supposed to be my safe place because it's my room and it's my space and, whatever. Because from my bedroom window, I could see over to the, the river where you went down the little hill and went down underneath the bridge to go do your fishing, whatever. And I thought, oh, surely before he leaves, he's going to come, he's going to come say hi. He's going to come see me, he's going to come, But I just happened to watch, I happened to be at my window at just the right moment to watch my father come up from the riverbank and pile his friends and his fishing equipment in his Bronco and drive off without coming to see me, say hello, how's it doing, love you son, any of that sort of stuff, Now to be fair, we were gone, because we came back from being out. So maybe when he first got there, maybe he came over. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't say for sure that he didn't attempt to reach out. I know that was usually the story. Anyway, I mean, he lived actually, we were in the next town over, which is like 10 minutes away, whatever. And that's the town he lived in. Like, pretty much my entire life was like 10 minutes away from me. And he couldn't be bothered to come down and, see me, pick me up, spend time with me. But he could be bothered to drive 10 minutes to go fishing right next to my house. Whatever, But, like, in that moment, like, I was crushed. I was a child. I didn't know how to deal with this information that I was being given at the moment. Think about it logically as a, with my adult brain, my adult brain. I'm not a good adult, but it's in there somewhere, you know. And I later found out, many years later, my mom's boyfriend at the time, he was ready to track my dad down and just beat the shit out of him because he could see how much it hurt me. Like I even sort of remember, like after that, I just came out of my room and I was like, I think I'm just gonna go to bed. You know, like I was destroyed. You know, it was very upsetting as a child. But you know, like I said, when I grew up, and I kind of started piecing all of these little things together, and it's like, you know what? That shit just ain't worth it. That shit just ain't worth my time, my botherment. I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds good, and I'm going to use it. You know, like all these little things that, you know, he did, the way he treated me, the way, you know, it's kind of like, I mean, I was able to piece it all together and, like, come out the other side of it, become a stronger person because of it. And I mean, you know, I say that, I mean, my mom was always there for me and, you know, growing up and teaching me things, but like, my father probably did more to mold who I am as a person, or at least as much as my mother did, because like I knew what it was like to be treated like that, and it sucked, and I didn't want anyone else to feel the way that I felt. I didn't want to treat anyone else the way that I had been treated. So I guess that's part of, you know, that's all part of my developmental process, you know. And I mean, like I said, I mean, my father, the way he treated me, and like, I mean, I love my mother. We all know that I love my mother, but like him treating me the way that he did might have actually done more to mold me into the person that I became than my mom, who was there the whole time, you know, taking care of me and, you know, teaching me the right from the wrong and all that kind of stuff, you know. But you know, so I mean, I guess, you know, life taught me the biggest lesson when, you know, I pieced it all together for myself and, you know, thought about it logically, and I'm like, that shit just ain't worth my time. It's just not worth taking up space in my head, in my spirit, in my life. You know, it's just not worth it. It's just not, you know. Like, I've got people, you know, I had my family, I had my friends. I mean, I had people around me that mattered, so it's like, I mean, why does the opinion of one person who had never been there, you know, and never was, really, I mean, for holidays, Christmas was a big time, and I remember being up at my grandparents' for an Easter, and every once in a while, when Mom would go out of town for something, you know, I remember sometimes my grandparents would take care of me. I actually remember being at my grandparents' more than I remember spending time with my dad. That's still somewhat limited. I remember the cabinet. They had like it might have been like a double wide trailer that they lived in, or I mean, maybe it was a house. I don't know. My sister drove by it last year, I think, and it was just so much smaller than I remembered. You know, as a kid, everything's bigger, I guess. But I remember in the cabinet, in the kitchen, in the big wooden door, there was double mint gum. That I remember every time my grandpa would, you know, give me. And I mean, I kind of feel weird. I mean, you know, sometimes I call them Grady and Lucille, because it's like, I mean, they were my grandparents technically, just like my dad was my dad. I mean, you know, he fucked my mom, and here I am. You know, like the logistics of it, like that's how it works out. I don't know, but I kind of feel like I'm being disrespectful to like my actual like grandma and grandpa that were there the whole time, you know. But you know, I guess as long as I Lord, what's the word I'm looking for? As long as I, you know, point that out, I guess. It's like, I mean, they were my grandparents, but not really, I guess, sort of. I mean, they were, but they were absent, you know, not there a whole lot of the time. But I do remember being at their house a few times. I remember trying to, and the I guess my grandma did the canning or whatever. And there was like this, it was creepy. Oh, it was so creepy. It was like, there was like this little shed or whatever, and there were stairs that just went down, and it was like some little, like, a kind of a bunker, I guess, a little room under the ground where there was like all of these shelves, barely lit, of course, as as every creepy bunker should be for a child. But yeah, there were like all of these jars of different like vegetables and stuff. So I guess she did gardening. I don't know. I couldn't honestly tell you, really. But so yeah, I mean, I guess that's there are many moments. There's many moments and things that helped me learn this very important lesson for myself. You know. So I don't know if I can pinpoint an exact moment that life taught me my biggest lesson, but there's a few to piece together in the puzzle of things that you know, make me a better person. So I guess that's okay. You know, worked out good for me, at least. You know, so I you know, overcame it, became who I am, as awesome as I am, and that's the end of the story. And here we are today, you know. So, like I said, I guess I can't, like, you know, pinpoint one little moment, but a few here and there, scattered about my youthlyhood. I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds good, and I'm using it. I don't even remember what the other word was, but you know, that's it. That's all. There it is. You know, yeah. I feel like anything else I say at this point would be repeating myself. What else is new, right? You know, keep thinking it's like, I'm going to say something else, and then I basically say the exact same thing that I just said. I do that a lot. It's kind of like, I just fucking said that, like almost word for word. But anyway, I suppose that's the answer to today's question. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do from here. I don't know what I did for most of the day, to be honest. I paid a bill. That's important. That's definitely important. It was a shut-off notice. So, it was definitely, and I didn't check my mail. Well, actually, I got the first one, and I was like, you know, that's probably a shut-off notice. I should probably look at that just to, you know, just to see. And then I never looked at it. And then I went and got my mail the other day because I was looking for some of my tax stuff. That's the only reason I'm looking at my mail at the moment, is for, you know, stuff for my taxes. And there was a second thing, a second letter from Spire in there, and I'm like, you know, and it was, I think I opened it yesterday, and the shut-off notice was for today, and I'm like, oh, oops. But it got paid, so I get to keep my gas on. That's good. That's good. Very important things happening here today. Or at least one important thing happening here today. But other than that, that's all I got for today. And I'm gonna yawn in your face one last time before I say, I'll see you for what I see ya.